This government is all about censorship. Is that correct?
No, this government is not all about censorship.
Then why are you doing this to the Australian people when they said no, it's not a good idea?
The government went to the election with...
Sir, you're repeating yourself. That was a different question.
Sir, if you'd like to put forward in an email the publication for which you're representing and a set of questions on this policy, I am happy to respond.
Well, I'm questioning you on this policy right now, but you're not giving me answers. You're repeating things that you've already said.
Steve, we're not going anywhere here unless...
That's because you're a well-trained monkey. I believe that the Australian public deserves...
Well-trained monkey.
I think the Australian public deserves better than what you're offering, than what you're giving, than what you've got and what you're actually doing to the Australian public. Anzac Day reminds us that we are free, that our forefathers, our descendants died to keep us free, to keep our decisions free, to keep our democracy in check. And if you go ahead and do this kind of censorship, that is overstepping your mark as a representative of the Australian people. Do you realize that, sir?
Thank you for your advice. I think we're going to end this conversation here. I provided you with some information that you can use to pursue your inquiry, and I'd appreciate it if you do that.
Well, sir, I will be pursuing my inquiries whatever way I see fit for the Australian public to do what they want with the information that I provide for them.
Yes.
So are you willing or not to give us an answer on why the Australian government is pushing this censorship issue?
The Australian government went to the election with a to the people to introduce a cyber safety policy. We are now entering into a technical trial to discover the feasibility of that policy.
Quick question, do you have that written down in front of you?
Well, the contents of my desk in front of me is none of your business.
Or do you have that memorized? Is that one of your catch cries that you give out? Is that one of your spiels that you give to everybody? The Australian government went into the election with a promise of cyber. Sir,
Steve,
I'm asking for an answer, not a robot. Okay, I don't respond well to robots.
Steve, I'm finding your approach aggressive and abusive. I don't think this conversation is going to go any further. I've made a request to you to detail the publication as a journalist you are representing. Put forward those questions that you have to me in an email, and I will endeavour to answer them.
The only reason you're finding this abusive is because you can't censor me. And that is the problem with your government at the moment. If you can't censor it, you got to shut it up, you got to switch it off. Is that the Australia that you want for your children?
Stephen, I'm not in a position to debate this with you. I'm the media advisor.
I'm not asking for a debate. I'm asking you a question. Is this the kind of Australia that you want for your children? Because I don't want this kind of Australia for my children. No way.
I'm not in a position to debate this with you.
I'm not asking for a debate. That was a question.
Stephen, I'm not in a position to debate this with you. I'm the media advisor to the Minister charged with dealing with media inquiries.
And you're not doing a very good job, are you, sir?
Well, you've just described yourself as not representing the media. So what I've said is if you would like to put forward...
So who can I talk to? Who there in your office can I talk to?
If you would like to leave your details with me, I can...
No, that was not my question. Who there can I ask these questions to? Who's got the guts? Who's got the guts to answer my questions? Anybody? Is there anybody in your office there?
I'd like to provide me
Is there anybody in your office there who's got the guts to stand up and answer my questions?
Stephen, I'm not in a prepared position here to debate this with you. If you would like to put forward your questions into me in an email with details of who you are representing, we can pursue it in that way.
Well, Mr. Marshall, you should probably record that, and that will save you a lot of voice time because you've said it about 10 times already.
And I don't believe that you're listening.
No, because I'm asking questions, and you don't seem to be willing to answer them. As a representative of the Minister for Communications, your communication skills are very poor.
Well, Stephen, as I've described, I'm charged here with dealing with genuine media inquiries. If you'd like to put forward those inquiries to me in an email, including the organisation that you're representing, as well as your details to be contacted, we can help you out in that way.
Sir, you're suggesting that independent media is not a genuine media outlet.
If you would like to describe to me where you're published and where your research will be published, I can help you out that way. I deal with independent media all the time. They're always prepared to describe to me who they represent and where they intend to publish, where they have published in the past.
Is this the kind of Australia you want for your children, sir? Simple question.
No, I will return to my statement before, Stephen, that we're not getting anywhere in this conversation.
No, because you're not answering questions. That's right.
Yes,
exactly right. You're not prepared to answer simple questions that the Australian people have for the Minister of Communications.
No, we've been open and honest on the internet in various places.
I can hear how honest you've been.
the details about what this policy entails, and that we are proceeding with a technical trial to establish the feasibility of these technologies in this area.
So if the Australian public once again says that they don't want it, you're going to go ahead with it anyway. Is that correct?
Stephen, given my overtures to you to please provide some information to me so that I can assist you, and you're ignoring those, I think we need to end this conversation.
No, you're the media liaison, and you're not willing to answer any questions for independent media.
No, I deal with independent media all the time, Stephen, and they are always prepared to detail their connections and who they're working for and where they're
Like
going
I said, sir, I'm not working for anybody. I'm a freelance. How's that grab you?
Pretty well. I've been a freelance journalist in the past, Steve.
So you know where I'm coming from, and you still refuse to answer the questions. I guess that says a lot for the Minister of Communications, doesn't it?
No, when I was a freelance journalist, I always declared who I'd be reporting to and who I'd be selling my content to.
Well, I don't even know yet who I'm going to sell this one to, but this is getting more interesting by the minute.
Well, Steve, if you'd like to put forward some questions, as all the journalists I deal with are by and large prepared to do so, and they get their questions answered, I'm more than prepared to help your inquiry.
Well, sir, I've already proposed a few questions to you, and all you keep doing is repeating your party line, repeating your little pre-prepared spiel that you have in front of you.
Well, Steve...
If you're not willing to answer questions, maybe I'm going to find somebody who can. Maybe I'm going to have you replaced. Maybe I should find out exactly who hired you in the first place.
Well, Steve, I can only find that you're getting more aggressive with the phone call. I think we need to end it.
Well, I don't think I'm getting aggressive, sir. I'm asking questions, and you're not answering questions.
Well, that may be an analysis of the phone call from one person or another, but I believe we need to end it now.
And why is that?
Well, I said we're not going any further, and that's the end of it.
Oh, so that's the end of it.
Well, I've given you the opportunity to put questions forward to me, detailing who you'll be representing with this media inquiry, and I will endeavour to have those answered.
And my answer to you, sir, was I'm not representing anyone except myself. I'm an independent researcher, and that's not good enough for you, is it?
In short, no.
Well, thank you for an honest answer. At least I've got one honest answer out of about 10 questions.
I believe it is an honest answer to say we are proceeding with a technical trial to test the technical feasibility.
I didn't ask whether or not you're proceeding with any trial or not. That was your answer to some of the questions that I had, which was not even related to that answer.
Well, Stephen, I think it's time we ended this conversation and you complied with my request to put forward some questions if you have a genuine media inquiry.
Well, sir, Mr. Marshall, you were a very poor representative of our Minister for Communications. Let me just put that out.
All right. Thanks for your compliments. Bye now.
Bye now.
So what is there exactly that we can do to let these people know they are not representing our views? They are not representing the Australian people fairly. They are not representing the majority of Australians' wishes when they do this kind of legislation. Well, there is one thing we can do. A lot of people will say, oh, why bother? What can you do? You can't do anything. Well, hey, guess what? If everybody said that, nobody would do anything. This is what they've got you trained to think. What you can do is call up this number. Let these people know that they are not acting in your best interest, that this kind of policy, this kind of legislation is totally against everything that Australians stand for. Well, I hope you enjoyed that phone call. I shall certainly not be resting on this one. I will not stop until I get some answers, and I hope you will too. Take care for now. That's all from Steve for the moment, but I'll be back with another call coming up very shortly. Take care, God bless, and ciao for now.
This is Australia.